So thank you all. So now we are going to talk about the Shaheen storage, especially the change and policies. So as Sabr has presented earlier, so we have now a new file system that is called, now we call it project, and it's E1000 with almost like 37 petabyte of data. This is a lot. So this has been in production early 2021, and we have communicated to you all. And now it's available on /luster2 project and the name of your project. And it is the only space that is backed up to the tape system. So the big chance is read only. You cannot make it to from like when you execute your job, when we'll see like my colleagues, Mohsen, Ziong, and Ruh presenting their application, you will see you will need to write to your Scratch project. Okay, so the quota will be enforced, so it will be 1 million file per user and with a capacity of 80 terabyte per PI. So some of you, the one who are on Shaheen, you have already received this announcement that the migration has been successfully done, and again only project has been now mounted and it's only read only. So the user, they must have to adapt their script to write on the Scratch. You can still be able to read from project, but not to write it. So you can, after you finish your run and so on, you need to copy the necessary data back to your project. Okay, so here I give like kind of a summary. So we have home, we have up to 200 gigabyte per second, 200 gigabyte per user as a space. And this is only available on the login. And we have like snapshots. So like in case you deleted the file, you can retrieve back the data. We have Scratch, which is a space like limited with 80 terabyte for some PI and with 1 million files as a limit. You have to be careful, like any data that is not used within 60 days, it will be deleted. So there is a purge of 60 days. And this is very performing file system as a Sabr shared, like up to 500 gigabyte per second. This is why you need to write in this location. And but you have to be careful. It's not backed up. So any data that you remove is gone. Khalas. Okay. While in the project, this is what is backed up to the tape, and it's read only. So you have like kind of some quota, like 80 terabyte per PI. We have 1 million file restriction, and also be careful. Like when your file, when your project expired, it will after 6 months there will be a deletion. So they will contact you to make sure that your data will be deleted, and so, or as I shared earlier, you can request for extension. Okay, and then we have a bus buffer, so it's like kind of flash, very fast, and this is only approved by some project who have especially very heavy IO workload. Okay, and we have Scratch and persistent, so they have to know like when you have to copy your data to Scratch or project, otherwise some of the data will be deleted. Also here, for anyone, this is a very important command that you need to learn on Scratch and so on. And so it's very easy. It's very small command. I would like to know what is my usage. So I just type KUQ. And so for the user who is named Men Anna, so he has, you see Luster, which is Scratch. He has close to 500 gigabyte of data, while on Luster he has 5.9 terabyte. Okay. And you see here the limit of the quota of 1 million file. The same thing applies for the PI, which is your director or your, and so it will be your PI at his email. And when you type the KPQ command, you see the this quota for when I enter the PI, and you see what is the overall usage. So you see in Luster Scratch, he has like close to 566 gigabyte of the, while on Luster 2, which is project, is 21.1 terabyte. Okay, so if you have to summarize what is important, to check my quota, KUQ for the user, and for the PI is KPQ. And Luster is just Scratch. Luster 2 is your project. Okay. So here is like again like before like I end. So the my recommendation is to keep important data into project. If you would like to install some of your software or libraries, do it in project, and then you copy eventually your executable to scratch and inputs. And then you copy back the necessary data to your project. We have shared with you earlier, like the quota. It can be a reason for failure. And of course, like I repeat, like if you write any data in project, it will fail. And afterwards, so this is a good, I would say, practice for your data management. Compress the data that you don't need immediately. And if you need to move them to your local storage or to data waha at 80. Okay. Thank you all. If you have like few questions, otherwise I will give the floor to my colleague Mohsen. I see that there were like some question, and my colleague Ruh has replied to it. So we'll give like 1 minute for questions, and then we can get ready for Mohsen. So he will tell you how to access to Shaheen and how to run the jobs.